family planning or birth control received significant media attention worldwide in the early 2000s. And sometimes people turn to their religion to better understand the moral issues involved. In reality, however, no major religious tradition holds a single view on contraception, and most faiths represent a number of varied stances. However, some researchers have come out to say that most of these religious groups of faith are not willing to support the use of contraceptives because they feel it will destroy the traditional family system and its values, and others are of the fear that it will rather increase or encourage extramarital sex and immorality in our society. Therefore, today on the show, we are discussing the impact of religion on contraception. And to better understand these events, I have my special guest here with me in the studios. In case you are wondering, this is PromiseTalk, the only show that talks about the things you think about. And of course, I'm your host, Promise Balance. Remember, you can join this conversation by logging onto our social media pages. Facebook is PromiseTalk. Instagram and Twitter is Promise_Talk. We are taking this break. When we return, you get to meet my guest. Stay tuned. All right, welcome back from that quick break. If you're just tuning in, you are watching PromiseTalk, and I have my guest here with me in the studios. My guest today is from PromiseTalk, and he is in the person of Mr. Simeon Kwabena Ichampon. Actually, he represents PromiseTalk for both Ashanti and Bron Ahafo region. Mr. Simeon, you are Simeon, right? My bad. You're welcome to PromiseTalk. Thank you very much for answering my invitation.
You're welcome, and thank you very much for having me on your show.
Oh, wow. All right, so briefly, PromiseTalk, I learned you are into a lot of things, even abortion.
Yes.
Can you confirm that to be true? I mean, because I thought abortion is illegal. Or
well, PromiseTalk is an international NGO, and we are into sexual and reproductive health. Our mission is children by choice and not chance.
Okay.
And so, in our work, we support individuals and couples to realize that vision, that you can have a child when you want to, and so we support you in doing that. That is exactly what
and in doing that, you offer services for abortion?
Yes, we do. Of
really?
course, some people may find themselves in the unfortunate situation where there will be an unintended pregnancy, and we offer counseling, we offer information, we offer the options available to them, and once it meets the circumstances under which safe abortion services can be provided, and the client gives consent, why not? We are able to support that person than to leave that person and for that person to contribute to maternal mortality.
I see. Maybe one day I'll have to call you back so that we talk deep into abortions and all that you do over there. But going straight to the point, I'd like to find out, you are into family planning as well, right?
Yes.
How important is family planning?
Really, family planning is very, very important in the sense that it basically means the things that you do to prevent unintended pregnancies.
Okay.
And also managing of infertility. So when we talk about family planning broadly, it doesn't look like the contraception only, it looks at conception too. But I believe that for purposes of this discussion, we're looking at the importance of preventing unintended pregnancies. You see, the first reason is that it's a fundamental human right for every human being to decide when to have a child, how many children that person wants, and when to stop having babies. Okay. And so when you practice a family planning method, it helps to fulfill that human right. The benefits are enormous, starting from the woman. Usually it is advised that when a woman gives birth, you should let your body rest for some time, between 1 to 2 years. One, for your body to regain its energy lost during the 9 months of pregnancy, and taking care of the new baby. You also need some time to concentrate on managing the new baby that is born. And so should you get pregnant 3 months, 4 months after just delivering, you can imagine the sort of pressure that will come on the woman. We have women and girls who are in school. They may be learning a trade, a vocation, and all of a sudden they get pregnant where they don't need to. You realize that especially for adolescents, most of them tend to drop out of school and they may never go back, and their lives would have been cut short. Currently in Ghana, we record over 100,000 teen pregnancies every year. Wow,
so indeed contraception is very important.
Exactly. So it's important to help our girls stay in school, and it is also proving that when you space your birth, the babies that are born tend to live more. So by using contraceptives, you reduce incidence of neonatal mortality. It even helps reduce incidence of maternal mortality. Because in Ghana, averagely every year, we have over 900 women dying from maternal causes.
And I think the First Lady is even working out concerning maternal mortality.
That's right.
I think there's an NGO for that. The First Lady is having an NGO for that.
Yes, I mean Rebecca's Kufuor's foundation. And you see, research also has come up to show that between 40 to 50% of all pregnancies are unintended.
In Ghana or worldwide?
Yes, this research was done in Ghana. And I believe that by extension, if the methodology was right, it's something that the findings can be extended to other places. So if between 40 to 50% of all pregnancies are unintended, then why don't we help prevent that? So it means that the 900 women that I say die every year, it's likely about half of them, 450, didn't really need that pregnancy that caused their death. Sure.
So indeed it's very important for us to preach contraception. But then what are the types of contraception available to the society, and which of them do people really patronize in this part of our country?
Well, we have two broad types of contraception, or the contraceptive methods. We have the reversible, and then we have the non-reversible or the permanent. Under the reversible, we have the short-term methods. Even before that, we have what we call the natural family planning. Those who do not want to use anything. And so the natural, usually we use the woman's ovulation period or her fertility period to try and estimate when the woman is likely to be fertile, and then if she engages in unprotected sex, may become pregnant. And so then we teach couples who want to use that method so that they avoid sex during the times that the woman is very fertile, or they practice what you call safe sex, that is a use of condom at the time. So that will be the natural. Then we also have pills that you have to take every day to prevent you from getting pregnant. We have injections. We have 1 month, we have 3 months injections, all available. Then we have implants. They are little rods, rubber rods that are put on the arm. We have 4 types in Ghana now. One could last up to 3 years, the other could last 4 years, the other could last 5 years. All of them are there.
Is that painful after injecting that thing? Can you use your arm?
You can use your arm. I mean, we put some agent there to suit your skin before we insert it, so you will not really feel the pain. And that very day, in fact, on the day of insertion, you don't expect you to pound fufu with that arm, but after 3 days or more, you can do normal work with that. We also have an IUD, which is a non-hormonal substance. It's a rubber substance which has copper around it. We put in the uterus. Once it is there and it's not removed, can protect you up to even 12 years.
Wow.
So these are the reversible contraceptives. For all of them, once you are using them, whenever you want to have a baby, you discontinue its use and you go and have your child. Then we have the permanent ones, those who don't want to have children again. We have the tubal ligation for the woman, we have the vasectomy for the man. And that you get a doctor, a trained doctor, who will do a simple procedure between 10 to 15 minutes, you are done. But for that, it is not reversible. So these are the various contraceptive methods that we have available in country.
And which of these do people really
patronize that much? In fact, our research and statistics shows that over 70% of family planning users use the short-term methods. It's between the 1 month injectable 3 months injectable, pills and condoms. These 4, you get close to 80% of family planning users using these methods compared to the implants I talked to you about, the IUD and then the permanent methods.
Wow, I'm really educated. I never knew the calculation of your ovulation periods and all that is family planning. You know, some of us don't know that these are family planning. We think family planning is all about taking the pills and the injectables you're talking about and all that.
Exactly. So I always say that family planning is part of life. It's how you plan your life. It's not about the method. Because whether or not you use a method, you have to plan. Because there's a time for everything. There's a time to go to school, time to learn, time to work, time to get married, time to have babies. And so you see, if you don't manage your reproductive life well, it can take you off guard. It can turn your life onto another direction. That is why it's important that we let people know these things.
Wow. So I'd like to find out from you, do these contraceptives give protection against STIs?
There is only one type of contraceptive method that protects against STIs, including HIV and AIDS, and that is the male and female condoms. Apart from that, all the other methods will only protect you against an unintended pregnancy. Do you think as a country we've progressed in the adoption of contraception? Yes, we have really made strides. I mean, if you refer to a research we call the Ghana Demographic and Health Survey, which is done every 5 years, it shows that contraceptive prevalence rate has increased from 17% in 2008 to 22% in 2014. And if you look at available Ghana Health Service data from 2013 to 2017, new acceptance of family planning has increased from average of 600,000 in 2013 to 800,000 in 2017.
Wow.
So it means that we are making progress so far as the use of contraception is concerned. And you will see that we call something unmet need for family planning. Those who don't want to give birth in the next 1 or 2 years but are not using any contraceptive method. In 2008, from the Demographic Health Survey, it was 35%. 2014, it has reduced to 30%. So as family planning uptake is increasing, we expect the contraceptive, the unmet need for family planning to also drop, and that is exactly what we are seeing. I
understand there's a lot for us to discuss, but then we have to take a break. So viewers, let's take this break. When we return, the discussion continues. Viewers, welcome back from that quick break. I'm still here with Mr. Simeon Kwabena Echampon, and we are discussing the impact of religion on contraception. So, Mr. Simeon, before I keep calling you Simon.
Don't worry,
before we went on the break, we're discussing as to whether, as a country, we've made progress in the adoption of contraception. Yes. So, recently there was this thing in Parliament about reintroducing contraceptives to our young ones. What's your take on it?
Well, I am for those who think that young ones should be introduced to contraception, and this is based on 2 reasons. One, the Demographic Health Survey I talked to you is one of the most credible health surveys that we use as a country for planning. It showed that as of 2014, 14% of all teenagers have already started giving birth.
Wow.
And when you refer to Ghana Health Services data, every year you have over 100,000 teen pregnancies. Now, teen pregnancies, that is from 10 years to 19 years. And so I looked at it further, and you will see that out of the 100,000, between 2,500 and 3,000 are for those in the age of 10 to 14.
Wow.
Isn't that interesting? And so it shows that our teenagers are already engaging in sexual activities. They're already getting pregnant. You can imagine what would have happened to if a 14-year-old gives birth. I mean, how will she carry herself? Unless carry her baby. And so I am of the view, given the statistics, that teenagers should be introduced to contraception. Of course, we preach abstinence, but the data is showing that not everybody is abstaining. What happens? What are the options for those who cannot abstain? And contraceptive use will be good.
Okay, so I'd like to find out from you, how does religion and morality affect the adoption of contraception?
Well, there is this feeling that when people take up family planning, they will be promiscuous.
Yeah.
For me, I've not seen any research to confirm that. And there's another school of thought that when you teach the young ones about the use of contraception and sex, they are going to practice it.
Okay.
But research shows that that is not the case, especially when the young ones are educated. So far as contraceptive use and sexual education is concerned, they tend to delay their first time of having sex because of the information they have.
Okay.
They tend to keep fewer sexual partners.
Okay.
They tend to be more assertive, and their self-esteem goes high because they know they are more able to negotiate safe sex. Okay. And so there is a lot of merit that comes with letting the young ones know about the use of contraception so far as sexual issues are concerned. And they will not be spoiled, so-called spoiled, if we talk to them about it. And so I think that, I mean, in religion and morality will always go abstinence. Don't have sex until you are married. If everybody was doing that, that would have been the Ethiopian way. I mean, that would be the classical, and that would have been best. But available information shows that that is not happening. So will we leave them to go astray? No. And so now, I mean, most churches don't speak against family planning. And so I know that for some religions, they don't...
Like the Islam.
Well, Islam is not against the use of contraceptive in general.
Oh, really? But
what I read from the Quran and its interpretation by other scholars means they are against permanent family planning.
Oh, okay.
But spacing, Islam is not.
So at what age do you think we should introduce our young ones to contraception, and how do we go about it as parents?
So from the statistics I gave you, as early as the children are aware of their sex organs and its functions, they should be introduced to it, because we have less than 14 years getting pregnant. So around, usually first menstruation is around 10, 11, 12, and once a girl menstruates, it means that girl can get pregnant. And so as early as 9, 10 years, when they are aware of their sexuality, they should be given information. We talk about age appropriate information, because the way pardon me, the way an 18-year-old will understand a concept is different from the way 11 or 12 years will appreciate it. And so when we are giving the information, it shouldn't be the same across board, but we should look at their age, what they can appreciate at that time, and give them.
Okay, sure. I wish we could talk more about this very issue, but then we have less time on our side. But then before you go, I want to ask you, where do I get a condom? And how do I use it? Well, I don't know where to get a condom.
Condoms are available everywhere. When you visit a chemical shop, a pharmacy shop, most mats at filling stations have condoms. They have different brands with different flavors. So
at my age, I can walk there and ask them to.
Oh, you can go there. You can go there. I mean, most hospitals, both private.
Would they shout at me?
Not at all. I mean, if you feel shy, just write condom on a piece of paper, fold it up, put your money in it, and when you get to the counter, just hand it over. You open it, and then they will serve you.
And how do I use it?
And off you go. Now, when you get a condom, first thing, check on the expiry date on the condom and make sure it is not expired. Once it's not expired, condom, we don't use our teeth to open it. Even when you are in a rush to do the act, there is
scissors.
That would have been worse. You end up cutting some parts. And so there is some zigzag on the condom. Look for the zigzag. Hold one side, one end with your hand, and just tear it off. And a condom, the male condom, should always be put on an erected penis. And it's one condom, one round. And afterwards, it is advised that you come out of the woman before the erection goes away. So when you finish, don't still lie down, because if you lie down and then erection goes down, some of the semen which would have been collected in the condom may spill into the woman.
Oh,
there
wow.
would have been a cos-90.
I see.
Good.
There are some interesting things people say. I heard you would have to wash your hands and all that, but then there's no much time for us to deal with.
When you have a football match at stake, it's not now you are going to wash your hands. So you
also disagree with them, right?
Oh, you should wash your hands in the morning and you are protected.
All right, sure. So this is where we end the show, but then we have this interesting segment on our show called Burning Question.
All right.
We ask our guests some personal questions for them to answer, and I hope you are ready for that.
Sure, I'll attempt.
All right, viewers, Burning Question is up next. Stay tuned. So we are still here with Mr. Simeon, and we're about to ask him the burning questions. I hope you're ready for him. Okay, Mr. Simeon, we are back. You are ready, right?
Yes.
Okay, so my first question to you is poverty and overpopulation versus contraception and abortion. Which one is the bigger killer? Poverty and overpopulation versus contraception and abortion. Which one is the bigger killer?
Oh, the first one, poverty and overpopulation, is rather a killer.
Okay.
Because the other ones help reduce the effect of the first two.
Okay. And my last question to you is, would you introduce your teenage child to contraceptives?
Sure, I will.
Wow. I hope you're not saying it because you're on camera.
I'm a reproductive health practitioner.
Okay.
And I believe in it. I practice it. And I believe it's a good thing to do.
Okay, so Mr. Simeon Kwabena Echampon, thank you so much for coming. All right, so viewers, this is where we draw down the curtains. I've learned a lot, and I know you did too. And for those watching us, especially the health workers and those at the drugstores and all that watching us, I encourage that we should try and stop stigmatizing our young ones who comes to us trying to buy these condoms, because whether we like it or not, they are having sex, and I think it's best we encourage them, give them conducive environments for them to come and buy them from us and access the other various contraceptives available to stop them from, having the secret abortions that they've been having, leading to their death and all that. So a big thank you to my crew for being here with me, and to Hotel Disemencia. They are inside Kumasi, and you can check on their website. It's www.hoteldisemencia.com. And to my makeup artist, if you're liking what you're seeing, she's Bevelyn. You can call her on 0245310516, or you can hook up with her on Instagram. It's cousins_makeup. This has been Promise Talk, and my name is Promise Bilens. Make time with me this same time on this same channel. Until then, remember, Jesus never says goodbye. Love you. Bye.